How's it going, guys? I'm going to keep this brief because it's late, and quite frankly, it's been a bit of an emotionally exhausting day, but in a really good way. I'm, I gotta be honest, at this point, I'm at a bit of a loss for words, and I know I've said that a couple of times in a couple of places today, but it keeps on being true. I can't believe, I really can't believe sometimes that we made it 5 whole years just writing. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy to think about anyway. But Joshiah's written works was kind of the interpretation of a lifelong dream. From the very beginning, I knew from a very, very young age, we're talking like 5 years old here, that I wanted to be one of two things. First one was a football player, and that just wasn't going to happen. And the second was an author. And when I grew up kind of realizing that the first wasn't going to be a thing, I decided to focus on the second, and who knew? Who knew that it would work? It's crazy. It's just hard to believe. It's crazy to think about, and it makes me genuinely happy. It makes me a bit emotional to the point I'm having trouble collecting my thoughts as well. But I can't thank you guys enough. I like to think that a lot of what I do on YouTube, a lot of what I do on this channel is frankly just going online and thanking you guys for all your help and all your support. And I'm going to keep doing that because without you, this wouldn't have worked out. I wouldn't have been here 5 years later, still trying to figure out how it worked. This. I feel like I was a baby bird that jumped out of a nest and just kept flapping, and eventually I didn't quite hit the ground. But then you get to that point where you're like, well, now what the hell do I do? And you're like, well, it worked before, just keep freaking doing it. So I did. And I still, it's funny because I look back and from a professional standpoint, I'm like, oh God, I would have done this different, or I would have done that different. From a more literal standpoint, I look back and I'm like, no, I wouldn't change a thing. I've met so many wonderful people through this process. I've gone to so many conventions. I've met so many of you and had such a great time talking to you guys. And originally in 2020, my plan was to do this really cool like video documentary, uh, doing snippets of recordings of every convention I went to, and then end the year at MFF at doing like a 5 year anniversary roundup and have music in the background, do like this cool just collection, the summary of the year, because it was the 5th year. It was supposed to be such a huge deal. And, well, there's this pandemic going on, as I'm sure you're all aware, and it sucks. But the most important thing right now, of course, continues to be that we all stay home, socially distance, get healthy, and hopefully this thing gets figured out. It's sobering at the same time as being kind of incredible. I think to myself like, "Oh my God, I made it 5 years," and something like this can make it so that a celebration tour very quickly becomes a I'm scrambling to find ways to promote my content exclusively online. So, assuming that the world is a bit more back to rights in 2021, I will default the celebration tour of the 5th year of the business to then, and I will still do the video project and record segments of each convention I go to and make this cool summary of like all the parties and all the sales and people at tables and all that. It's a really fun concept, a really fun idea, and I want to do it. I've always wanted to do it, and this feels like the perfect time. But I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit, and that's okay. Again, the most important thing really is just getting healthy again for everybody, and this pandemic hopefully being contained, like legitimately contained. Uh, with high hopes for 2021 and being able to do that documentary, I have not given up hope on it. I believe I'll get to do it, but the solo focus here right now is just thanking all of you for your support over the last 5 years. This has been honestly incredible. And to make up for the video documentary not being able to happen this year, I know I said I was going to start doing more videos to go along with the written content I do for Joshiah's written works. So what I think I'll do is over the next couple of months, I'll do maybe 1 or 2 more videos a month type thing. reminiscing about some of my favorite memories from conventions that I've been to in the past, telling stories about the cool stuff that I've gotten to do, some of the people I've gotten to meet. Just give that kind of stuff a try and share those experiences with you guys anyway, because no, it's not the same as having a video of it and getting to share it afterwards in some emotional 5-year roundup. But it's still, it'll be cool to get on here and talk to you guys about some of the stuff that I've done that maybe you don't know about, some of the people that I've met that maybe you don't know about. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, it's kind of a consolation prize, but better than nothing, right? And it doesn't take away from the fact that I cannot begin to, I still can't begin to believe that this is real, that this has happened. The longer this goes on, sometimes the less believable it becomes that this has been my life. But the fact that I'm having this much emotion over it tells me that it is what I wanted. It is what makes me happy. I was right about myself, and that's really cool to have that sense of validation. But all that writing would mean, well, it would still mean the world to me, even if nobody was reading it. But the fact is, you guys have read my stuff, you've bought my books, you've supported me on Patreon. You've made me feel really validated, really important. You've made me feel good. You've just made me feel good in general for hopefully making you guys feel good, for hopefully making you feel happy. That's what keeps me going on this. So, seriously, again, I'm going to keep this short, but thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for the last 5 years of support. It has been an incredible journey, and I cannot wait to see what the next 5 years hold. I'll have more videos coming soon. Thank you all so much. This has just been, I just had to gush at you guys a little bit, This has been so cool. So thank you all so much, and cheers to 5 good years, and here's to hoping for 5 even better ones. Thank you again. Stay safe out there, stay healthy, and I will see you all at a convention sometime soon. Take care.